Hey y'all, what's good, what's poppin'? So in today's video, we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. I'm gonna be doing a full face using products from just one brand, and that brand is Danessa Myricks Beauty. So this is a black-owned brand that's been out at Sephora for almost a year now, and I've been using products from the brand since they first dropped at Sephora. The first product I ever used from her brand was this power bronzer, and I honestly fell in love with it right away. She also came out with a contour balm this summer that I've been loving and enjoying. When I was shopping on Sephora during the VIB sale, they actually happened to have these deluxe samples of her Vision Cream Cover and her Vision Flush. So this is like a foundation, concealer 2-in-1, and then this is supposed to be a lip, cheek, eye multi-use product. And I figured with all those products combined together, I have enough here to throw together a full face using all products from just one brand. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. So if you're interested to see how I threw together this look and see me try out some new products, that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. So be sure to stick around till the end. But before we get into that though, I do just want to say thank you to all my new and returning subscribers out there. Thank you all so much for sticking around, supporting my content, and helping me to grow my channel. If you are new here and you haven't already, if you like skincare and makeup related content, just be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell button as well, so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, let's get into it. All right, y'all, so I'm ready to get into this review. So we're gonna go ahead and start off doing the complexion. So I have here this Vision Cover Cream. It comes with 6 shades here in the sample set, and I'll go ahead and swatch those in a minute. Now altogether there's 23 shades, and here's the shade range so you have an idea of what shades the foundation comes in. Looking here on the shades, so all the shades start with either N or W, N standing for neutral or W standing for warm, relating to the undertones of the foundation. I don't see anything on here that seems to be a cool undertone, so if you're someone that has extremely cool undertone skin, you might have difficulties finding an exact shade match in this foundation. Just wanted to point that out, something to keep in mind. So this is supposed to be a versatile foundation, concealer, hybrid. It's supposed to offer flexible sheer to buildable full coverage, and we've got things in here like vitamin E and squalane that are supposed to nourish and hydrate the skin while you're wearing the foundation. All things I love to hear. So let's go ahead and just whip this out and swatch these on my arm real quick so y'all can have an idea of what this foundation looks like. I actually have 2 samples here, so one of them I'm going to go ahead and use to swatch, and then the other one I'm going to use for the foundation that I'm actually going to go ahead and apply to my whole face. All right, so I've gone ahead and swatched the samples here. I'm really trying not to make a mess. I thought that this foundation is going to be a little bit more solid than it was, but it's actually pretty liquidy. I don't know what way it's going to show when I edit, but I'm going to list the shades from darkest to lightest. So these sample shades here, we have W9, N9, W5, N7, N6, and N3. I don't really see one that I think is going to match my skin tone. The shade here, N6, I think is the closest to being like my tone as far as the depth, but the undertone of it is way off. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna mix some of N3 and N7, because I think the undertones of these are good as far as my skin's undertone, but obviously one is too light and one is too dark. So I think by mixing the two together, I'll have something of like my optimal shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands real quick, and then I'll come back and we'll go ahead and apply the foundation. All right, so I had to really put in some elbow grease, but I managed to get the majority of the foundation off. I will say it does stain a little bit. This is definitely a very full coverage foundation, but let's go ahead and start applying the product. So I went ahead and scooped some product out. I'm gonna take this Real Techniques Expert face brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and mix the 2 shades together. Okay, yeah, that's looking like a good shade match for me. Now, I'm pretty sure I picked up way too much product just because of how full coverage this is. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need all this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply it with a brush. I'm going to just stipple it on as needed and try to buff it in that way, and hopefully it'll blend out good with the brush, but if not, I do have a sponge on call to go ahead and buff everything in. But let's see how the brush does on its own first. I definitely need to buff this out, so I'm taking a damp sponge. I'm just going to go ahead and press that into my skin to soak up the excess product. All right, so here's the foundation all blended out, buffed in and everything. Let me come in close so y'all can see what this looks like up close and in person. So as you can see, it's looking very skin-like. It really just kind of like meshes with your natural skin texture. Definitely doesn't look like foundation at all. It really just looks like a second skin on me. I'm really liking the finish on this. It's not matte, but it's not dewy either. It's kind of in the middle. It's just like a nice satiny finish. Definitely full coverage if that's what you're going for. Now, the product description did say that this is customizable coverage. It's supposed to be sheer to buildable. So this is the kind of coverage you can expect from this product if you're going for a more full coverage look. Yeah, all in all, I'm really impressed. Like I said, covers everything up, but it still manages to kind of look like a second skin. It doesn't look like makeup. It's not foundation-y or cakey or anything like that. Before I go ahead and move on to the rest of my complexion, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this NYX Control Freak brow setter and set my brows in place real quick. All right, so the next step in our makeup routine today is gonna be bronzer. I'm using the Danessa Myricks Power Bronzer. This is a cream bronzer and it comes in 3 shades. I'm gonna be using the shade medium. This is honestly one of my, if not my favorite cream bronzing product. But before I go ahead and apply it, let's just talk about the product real quick. So it's a long wearing, blendable, buildable cream bronzer, and it dries down to a matte finish. It's supposed to be a replacement for like a bronzing powder. Now it doesn't have a cream to powder finish thing going on for it. It doesn't have a powdery finish, but it definitely does set, and it is long lasting, wears well all day. And what I really love about this product, even though it is a cream, you can use it on top of a liquid base, you can use it on top of a cream base, you can use it on top of powders, anything. It's going to blend beautifully and it's not going to skip, which is not something you can say about all cream products. So I really do enjoy that. But I'm going to go ahead and quit rambling now and just go ahead and apply the product and see how it looks. So I'm going to take this e.l.f. airbrush stipple brush. I'm just going to dip it into the product, and once I've saturated the brush head, I'm just going to go ahead and stipple that onto my cheeks. That's what we look like all bronzed up now. Before I go ahead and add blush or anything like that, I do just want to go ahead and go in with a contour just to add a little bit more definition. So the cream bronzer is a little bit more warm tone. It's more of like a true bronzer, and it's supposed to give you that sun-kissed effect. But another product from her lineup is this contour balm, and this one is more of like a cool tone contour shade. So this is supposed to mimic that shadow, that depth. It's supposed to help sculpt out the cheekbones, and you can use it to do nose contour and stuff as well. So this comes in 8 shades altogether, and I use the shade medium 2, which is like right in the middle as far as the shades go of this product. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and take a little bit on my finger like so, and I'm just gonna do like a little subtle nose contour. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of dab that down the side of my nose, and then I'm just gonna do just a tiny bit right in the hollows of the cheeks. All right, so I'm gonna take this Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush, and I'm just gonna kind of buff out the nose contour a little bit with that. And then for the cheeks, I'm just going to take the same brush I was using for the bronzer, and I'm going to just kind of buff it in with that. I kind of just want the bronzer and the contour to kind of melt together here on the cheek a little bit. And I'm making sure that I'm blending this in upward motion so I have a little bit of lift. So here I am, bronzed, contoured, all that good stuff. Really loving how this is looking so far and how it's all coming together. But now we're on to the final step. So we're going to finish off with some color on the face. I'm going in with this Vision Flush. So this is supposed to be a multi-purpose lip, cheek, and eye color. Now I'm not going to demonstrate it on the eyes just because if it's anything like the foundation, it's going to stain and I don't want to be dealing with that later. But I'll definitely go ahead and demonstrate this on the lips as a lip color and on the cheeks as a blush. So these are the shades that come in the sample. We have 5 blush shades here, and then we actually have 1. It looks like a highlighter shade. So let me go ahead and just whip these out and start swatching. I'm actually so excited to try these. Y'all have no idea. All right, y'all. So I did my best to swatch the shades that came in the samples. Again, same situation as the foundation. This is very creamy, very liquidy. I thought it was gonna be more of like a balmy texture, but you know, it's very liquidy, very runny. I'm trying not to make a mess. So pardon the swatches, I'm doing my best here, but this is what we've got going on. So going down the arm this way, we have Toasted Almond, Sweet Nectar, Tiara, Tutu, Ballet Slippers, and Bread and Butter. Now, out of all the shades I have here swatched on my arm, I think the shade Bread and Butter here is going to be really good lip and cheek kind of monochrome color. It's got that nice pinky brown nude thing going on that y'all know I like. So I definitely want to try it out as a lip color, and I'm also interested to see how it comes across as a blush. So to apply the blush, I'm going to take this Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm just going to kind of try to scrape just a tiny bit of the product here that's on the side. I don't want to scrape out too much product because blush is one of those things where it's kind of hard to go back once you've gone in a little too heavy. Yeah, so I've gone ahead and applied it to the cheeks, and then I'm just going to go ahead and stipple it out real quick. I'm just going to buff over that with a sponge really gently. And that's what it looks like on the cheeks. That color payoff is incredible, and I really love this color on the cheeks. I'm going to take just like a little bit more and just run that down the bridge of my nose real quick. Kind of give me like a sun-kissed effect. So that's the face all blushed up, and let's go ahead and apply it to the lip as well. I'm going to take a clean finger and just, oh, okay. Okay, so on the cheeks, it's definitely more of like a natural flush color. Like this is kind of just what my face looks like after I do some intense exercise or whatever, and I've got a natural flush going on. Now on the lips, it pulls a little bit more orange, it pulls a little bit more coral. It's not quite as nude, it's definitely a little bit more bold. I don't hate the color per se, but it's definitely not what I would wear as like an everyday lip color. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a clean piece of tissue and just blot my lip a little bit to kind of tone down the shade. Yeah, when it's like a lighter layer of product, it looks a lot better, but when I went in a little heavy like that earlier, it just came across a lot more orangey and corally, and that's not necessarily the kind of lip color I like to go for. I do also want to try out this highlighter shade Tiara, so I'm going to take just a tiny bit here on my pinky. I'm sure I don't really need that much because these products are pigmented. Just going to do a little bit at a time until I have the intensity of highlighter that I want. Yeah, see, it just gives like a nice pop of champagne-y glow to the high points of the face. Just going to go ahead and do a little bit down the nose. All right, and that's the face highlight and everything, and that's it for this look really. So that's a full face of products from Danessa Myricks Beauty. I'm really impressed with these products. If y'all did enjoy this video, be sure to go ahead and give it a thumbs up down below. Let me know down in the comments what you liked about this video, what you disliked. Let me know if you've tried any products from this brand or if you're interested in trying any of them out. And also be sure to go ahead and leave any suggestions down below. If you have any video ideas, just be sure to go ahead and leave a comment below so I can keep those in mind when I'm sitting down and thinking of things to film. Like I said, if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and click subscribe and the bell button as well so I can get a notification every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, I should be back shortly with new content. Bye.